Well, without getting political, Donald Trump and I wrote 2 books together because we're concerned about the lack of financial education in our school systems. So you think about the source of it. If there's no financial education in our school systems, then the people running our government are idiots. Like people say, well, the Federal Reserve Bank has either 400 or 4,000 PhDs. My mind goes, that's 4,000 or 4, like my poor dads. They're academic geniuses who know jack about money, and they're killing us. But the boomer generation had the easiest time in all history. The economy boomed.
Yeah.
But now it's about to shift, and I'm afraid the boomer generation might be, out of luck. That's what I'm saying. So if our school systems teach us nothing about money, then we have idiots running the show.
As inflation rises and the cost of living becomes unbearable for many, people are asking, why does it feel like the rich are getting richer while everyone else struggles just to get by? Robert Kiyosaki dives into this issue, pointing out that it's all part of a system built on debt and poor financial education. Without solid financial education, most Americans don't understand how money is created or why it's hurting them. Instead of working for money and investing in traditional retirement plans, Kiyosaki argues, the wealthy know how to leverage debt and market crashes to build real wealth. He also critiques modern government policies, from constant money printing to decisions like Biden's cancellation of the Keystone Pipeline, arguing that these actions are intentionally creating a new class of poor. For Kiyosaki, the solution is to break free from conventional financial wisdom, understand the hidden dynamics of money, and make smart moves when the economy crashes.
1971, Nixon took the dollar off the gold standard, and the U.S. dollar became debt. So today, if we stop borrowing money, the economy collapses because it's debt. So when this Dave Ramsey's kind of a friend of mine, but we argue with different points of view. He says live debt-free. I said, if we live debt-free, the economy would collapse. Oh, no, it wouldn't, does it? Well, if you study macroeconomics, if we don't borrow, money is created by borrowing money, not working for it anymore. So if you can understand that macro concept, and then today America is now printing, this is 2024, we just started printing $1 trillion every 90 days to keep this economy floating. Now, when they stop, that's like Noah's Ark going down, on top of the mountain. All coins have 3 sides, heads, tails, and the edge. So you have Republicans, Democrat, but I stand on the edge, look at both sides. And you have right and left and all this stuff. So when I look at money, you have to see what's invisible. You have to see the other side. And so when the 2008 market hit, like I said, money was debt. What the banks were doing was they were borrowing money and then packaging debt as an asset so they could borrow more money. They're called derivatives. And the average American, since they're financially illiterate, they don't speak the language of money. When I speak a derivative, that's like if you get an orange, you cut it, you squeeze it. The orange juice is a derivative of the orange. So what a derivative is in 2008 was a derivative of debt made into bigger debt. So the debt accelerated. So Warren Buffett is called derivatives, weapons of mass financial destruction. So I'm sitting there like this, watching it, and 2008 comes, it blew. Oh, thank you, God. Thank you. Because when you see the other side, I made more money in the crash than I did when I was going up. So the average person, because they don't have financial literacy, definition of words, and they're taught to just work for money, they don't see the other side. They cannot see what they cannot see. So when the markets crashed in 2008, I borrowed $300 million. And I bought the best real estate in the world for pennies on a dollar. That's how you get rich. Not by working hard and putting in a stupid 401k full of stocks, bonds, mutual funds, and ETFs. Those are for the peasants. Well, that's what they tell the kids. Go to school, get a job, work hard, and put your money in a 401k or an IRA full of stocks, bonds, mutual funds, ETFs. I don't touch that garbage. It's trash. This has happened every time we print money. When you print money, two things happen. The rich get richer. Poor middle class get poorer. And the reason for that is when you print money, so-called assets of value go up. But also expenses for food and things go up. So when you see homelessness increasing, the more we print money, the more homelessness, because they can't afford the house. You watch what a person does, not what they say. So that's why I observe people. So this guy Biden is not Republican or Democrat, but his first act was, you know what it was? His first act was to cut the Keystone XL pipeline. And I went to Kings Point, okay? I'm an oil man. My first job was with Standard Oil. I understand oil. When he cut the pipeline, I own oil wells. And the moment he cut the pipeline that day, oil went under Trump. I was selling oil for $30 because that's what Marxist guys did. By raising the cost of living or inflation, you now have two classes. So what Biden did was he created another class called the upper middle class became poor. He did it intentionally. I watched that going, God, why? And so you notice what's happened, and then you see homelessness increase and all this stuff. It's intentional. And that's what Trump was fighting, the deep state or the dark side, or whatever he was fighting. So when you see that stuff, I go, wow. His second step was open the border. Watch what a person does, not what they say. So Trump was putting up a wall. I know people hate Trump. He's a good friend of mine. He was putting a wall up so we had some protection. Biden took it down. Watch what a person does, not what they say. But people can't hear what Biden's doing because they hate Trump so much.